What's the evidence for it?
Well, the evidence is that we've got students coming to us saying that they don't feel represented, and they don't feel like their community and their background, their lifestyle feels represented, and that's completely reasonable. That's how these people are feeling, but you're not giving them that opportunity, that voice.
Not giving them that opportunity. Yeah. I think we should be more focused on integrating them rather than perpetuating.
But why can't we celebrate them? Why can't we celebrate this diversity?
They are celebrating.
Like why swish it? Why pull everyone out when you can be celebrating it?
We are celebrating it. We are a diverse student body. This is a fact.
Right.
Have you seen the student officers? They're all from minority backgrounds.
Shazwat, let's go to you. You have also been waiting patiently. Would you like to respond to what Daniel said or Claudia said?
To the empower bit, I would like to say, just as we're seeing the representative bit, which everyone pointed out over here, I was the People of Colour Association officer a year and a half back, and the amount which an association lead at King's College London Student Union, one of the biggest universities in the world, is £200. I don't think any association, even of 5 people, could function with £200 for 1 year. Events such as this, I was told recently by someone that road is also not given more than £200-250 a year. So I feel over here, with total due respect, I don't mean to disrespect, but my total point over here by empowering is, if you're giving a particular group of people a particular position to represent a particular class of people, by funding, by giving them the right training, at least give them some sort of platform with which they can actually deliver the role they have signed up for. Because if someone is passionate, they do sign up. But what does that passion account for if they don't have the resources to do anything about it? That's what I meant by empower. And if it appears,
I'd agree with that. Funding is certainly a problem, and there should be more funding which is pumped into this. But when you refer, for example, to workshops for lecturers so they don't hurt people's feelings, that's a very vague line to go down. How do you determine who's the standard bearer for determining what hurts a student's feelings and what doesn't? It's bordering on tyrannical, actually, when you go down this road.
That's totally true. But in a sample of 100 lecturers, if they go to a seminar and we follow international standards, there are international psychology classes, there are various international standards that are working on this. If I'm giving a particular ideology and presenting something to 100 people, at least 5 of them would learn something out of it. And I feel even that would make some sort of difference. And with an institution as big as King's, having a small orientation, if every international student, 8,000 to 9,000 students can have an orientation every year, I don't see any reason why 200 lecturers can't have an orientation once in a lifetime. That was my point.
Thank you both. Carrie, you have said nothing on this so far. Again, your manifesto doesn't mention the attainment gap. It doesn't talk very much about diversity and the issues that diversity faces at this uni at all. What do you have to say in response to everybody else? And why should we believe that you're going to handle these issues properly if you haven't mentioned it?
Okay, sure. So I think I mentioned a little bit in my manifesto with the transition to make it easier for international students. It's I noticed it myself when I changed from the German system to American system. So I went to an American university, and then I came here to British university. And even though my program leader, she was American, she offered none support for us international students to basically get used to the educational system in the UK, which is completely different from the German or the American one. So I think this would be one of the main issues, kind of. However, with the diversity thing, for example, I didn't know that there is this issue going on, because we at Denmark Hill, we had the forgotten campus, so we don't hear anything. However, just raising all of these issues now, I think the best thing to do that would be to have one student representative who is international in each course, and another one who's a domestic student representative, to basically, so that international students have the feeling that they feel represented and that domestic students don't feel left out in that sense. So kind of to have the balance of both. Plus, I think it's important to also learn about other cultures by either having movie nights or I don't know, just have, I say movie nights because
these are certainly very interesting ideas. You didn't mention that sort of thing explicitly. You've said make it easier to transition international students with a peer-to-peer system. I mean, what does that really mean? How can international students really find faith in you if you're not laying out precisely what it is that you want to implement?
Okay, sure. So the peer-to-peer support system would either be a British student or someone who's already used to the educational system in the UK to just explain a couple of things, how it works, how the marking works, some tips in order how to achieve the best possible out of the degree.
Fantastic. All right, thank you very much. We're going to now go to the audience. If there's anybody who has any questions, Jessica, we have our Vice President Postgraduate, Jessica, up there. Let's have a question from her. Oh, sorry, Jessica, we've got a mic coming to you as quickly as we can. Sorry, thank you.
Thank you. I just wanted to refute what Danny said. It's complete nonsense. So yes, whilst King's over the years, the student body has become more diverse, that doesn't negate that there are issues on campus. So BME students do have worse graduate outcomes compared to their white counterparts. We do have an attainment gap still on campus. Our student satisfaction rates, if you compare on a student surveys, for example, NSSP says PRES, BME students report lower satisfaction scores. So that's your evidence. And to what Carrie said about being at Denmark Hill, so I was at Denmark Hill student, and again, there are discrimination issues at Denmark Hill. So regardless of whether it's a forgotten campus or not, this is a cross-campus issue. So for you to totally ignore that, that's quite worrying, considering that you are running for a leadership position. So that's what I wanted to say.
Thank you very much. Danny, in response to that.
Yeah, I'd just say that definitely, we've said the BME gap is an issue. But I'd just say, I mean, what is it you're striving for to be exactly 50-50? I mean, we don't know. You can't prove that it's discrimination that's skewing that necessarily. And in terms of the student satisfaction, I think I take that point. That's something which I've not denied. Student satisfaction has to be increased across the board. All I'm arguing is, I'm agreeing with everyone that diversity is our strength. We're already a diverse student body. We should be celebrating it. We are celebrating it, but singling out minority communities and giving them a message that they're a victim, that's not going to work. I don't think that is a very productive narrative for their self-development.
Can we have another question, please? Yes, the person in the white top. Helen, would you mind, just so that everyone can hear it clearly? Thank you.
So I'm Georgia, I'm Vice President of the Libertarian Society. I'm actually running for VP of Activities and Development. So we've been talking about racial, ethnic discrimination, etc. But I think Danny was the only person who mentioned potential issues with the NUS.